up the Minnesota Vikings. So we'll do that too. Last season, a very successful season, or a very successful regular season, I should say. 13-4, won the NFC North, third in the NFC, but then lost into the wild card round, which, looking at it here, seems like it would be an unexpected, huge, shocking upset. But honestly, I feel like myself and a lot of other people didn't believe in the Vikings as much as their record would suggest that you should. A lot of very close games that they won, and a lot of questionable games against not great teams, I would say. But overall, they did win 13 games and shouldn't knock them for that. Looking at their notable additions, they add to the defense with Mark Davenport, Dean Lowry, and Byron Murphy. And then looking at their notable losses, Patrick Peterson, Adam Thielen, Cam Dantzler, Eric Kendricks, Dalvin Tomlinson, Irv Smith, Chandon Sullivan, Za'Darius Smith, and not on this list because it was more recent, and I made these breakdown slideshows back in late April, and I forgot to update it. Dalvin Cook, also not on the team anymore. He was cut a few weeks ago now at this point. I'm not even sure. But looking at the draft class, you get Jordan Addison in the first round. I think he will fill in nicely, replacing Adam Thielen, and the receiving core will be very good. Mekhi Blackman, Jay Ward, pair of corners to add to that secondary. Jacqueline Roy on the defensive line, Jaron Hall, backup quarterback, and Dwayne McBride, a running back out of UAB, who may see some action with Dalvin Cook leaving, but it's probably going to be Alexander Madison's role. Looking at their 2023 opponents, the Vikings, like the Packers, play the NFC North, AFC West, NFC South, but also play the 49ers, Eagles, and Bengals, so much tougher schedule than the Packers because of the Niners, Eagles, and Bengals, as opposed to, I believe, the Packers were playing the, I don't even remember. But it is a tougher schedule. So looking at the ceiling for the Vikings, I have it 9-8, which I know a lot of people will think that's a very low number for the ceiling of a team that just went 13-4 last season and didn't get a whole lot worse, I would say, aside from losing Dalvin Cook. But I'm just not as much of a believer in the Vikings. I don't necessarily think their defense is that good. You have some good players on it. Harrison Smith is still very good, but I feel like as a whole the defense is not great. And also, I don't believe in Kirk Cousins that much. He's only getting older. He has been solid, but I don't know if he's their guy. And last offseason there were rumors that they were trying to trade up to get one of the rookie quarterbacks, which suggests that they don't have much faith in Kirk Cousins either, which is probably not a good sign. Anyway, looking at the games here, I have them splitting all their divisional opponents, losing to the Chiefs, Chargers, and 49ers, beating the Bucs and Saints, and then beating the Broncos, Raiders, Panthers, Falcons, and losing to the Eagles and Bengals. So yeah, 9-8 ceiling. Not only do I think that they overperformed last year, but also it's just a tough schedule. Looking at their floor, I have it 6-11. Again, probably much lower than anyone else would have them at, but the schedule is tough. I have them splitting all their divisional opponents again, losing to the Chiefs, Chargers, Saints, and 49ers at home, the Broncos, Panthers, Eagles, and Bengals away, and then beating the Buccaneers, Falcons, and Raiders. As for my actual prediction for them, I have it 7-10, so it is on the lower side of that given range of outcomes, and I'll say it again, I know it's lower than anyone else would have. Just my thoughts, you're free to disagree. Honestly, they will probably win a lot of games next year, and I will look back on this video, or stream, I guess, and question what I'm saying right now. But anyway, I have them splitting their divisional opponents, losing to the Chiefs, Chargers, and 49ers, which I don't think is that unrealistic, beating the Saints and Bucks at home, beating the Raiders and Falcons away, losing to the Broncos, Panthers, Eagles, and Bengals away. Again, I don't think that's necessarily too unrealistic. Those are some tough games on there. It just adds up to only 7 wins, which I think is appropriate for the Vikings, even though that wouldn't necessarily be what most people are thinking. But, yeah, that's what I have to say about the Vikings. Thank you for watching, and feel free to subscribe and or follow depending on where you're watching this. If anyone watched this, still don't know how that works. I don't do Twitch. I don't know if I'll stream anymore after this. But, yeah,